So, as y'all heard or seen, internet's blowing up with Kanye West and Candace Owens with the White Lives Matter shirts. I'm glad the conversation has opened up. I mean, for the mature people, black people, we have to grow up and be mature. We have to. It's racist not to. They've been calling us boy for 400 years. They've been calling us nigga for 400 years. They say you can't read for 400 years. You know what I'm saying? We kind of fall into that. We kind of adopt what they tell us as part of our culture or part of what we do. Right? So, we have to be mature about it. And I love it. It opened up the conversation. Ever since Black Lives Matter came out, I was like, that is the perfect slogan, because everyone knows they don't. And people be apprehensive because the truth, freedom of speech is being attacked. Censorship is wide open. This is grounds for fascism. That's grounds for fascism. When the alphabet community, particularly the Transformers, just no disrespect, but particularly with them, you can't say nothing against them. They got laws now passed for them, and every time you do it, they say it's an act of violence. Words is an act of violence, but they don't say that gangster rap, those words are literally killing people on the streets. Like even the gangster rappers are dying. And no one cares because blacks are doing it to blacks. So it's like, well, there's your reparations, or that's not right. At least it's not racist. He's dead, but at least it's not racist. And it's like brilliant for our enemy. It's brilliant for our enemy. It's brilliant. They went from the overseers and slave owners to the slave patrols. The overseers and the slave owners killing us, to the slave patrols killing us, to the Ku Klux Klan killing us, to the police killing us, to we killing ourselves. So as long as niggas dying, they don't got no issue, But the alphabet community want to jack our expressions, and this is dangerous. Having the wrong narrative in our black culture is dangerous, because other groups with trillions of dollars of backing, we don't have no trillions of dollars of backing. We have trillions of dollars against us, to brainwash us into our women liking hot boys. That's toxic for them, and our men becoming hot boys and killing each other. So we get brainwashed like that. They, we take the N word. We say, hey, we change the name, and you can't say it. So then, the alphabet community, they were like, whoa, the T word, we're gonna take that, and you can't say nothing about it, or it's an act of violence. And I'm like, y'all throw up statistics. I heard 38 people died. I'm like, this year alone, I was like, that was 2 days. That was New Year's Eve. For us, for black men killing black women. Ooh. For black men killing black women. Ooh, that was shit. That was one night. God damn. Woo. I mean, across the country. Oh my goodness. I don't know if it's close to that. But so the slogan Black Lives Matter is, to me, profound, because everyone knows they don't. Even blacks, especially blacks, everyone knows. When you grow up in a black family, it's the roasting session. You're too dark, you're too light, you're too short, you're too tall, actually, it's too tall. You're too skinny, you're too fat, you're too this. It is the roasting session. They just break your confidence down until you get either overly confident or just submissive. You know what I'm saying? And then you go out in the world, and then everybody treats you like, oh, you're not one of us. You're not the non-black community, which consists of Asians, Latinos, whites. You know what I mean? Even Africans. It consists of that. As soon as somebody hear an accent on a dark-skinned person, they be like, okay, you're not one of them. Everyone knows black lives don't matter. But here's the thing. Y'all think white lives matter. Not in Ukraine. Y'all think white lives matter. Not the soldiers in Afghanistan. Y'all think white lives matter. Not the Trump supporters. Y'all think white lives matter. Y'all really do. Not the white kids that get kidnapped in human trafficking. Y'all think. Let me tell you, none of y'all is better than a bullet. None of y'all. Kennedy wasn't. None of y'all. I tell you who is. The 1% and the ones who enforce. The ones that do the bidding of this 1%. Call them what you want. Deep State, Illuminati, Cabal, Luciferians. Call them what you want. Call them what you want. They out here. You know, they hooked up with Blackstone Investments. You know, they hooked up with China. They're leaders of the Chinese government. They're better than a bullet. They actually issue out the bullets. We're not better than a bullet. White lives don't matter. All lives don't matter. Black lives don't matter. All lives don't matter. Black lives don't matter. White lives don't matter. They have a Georgia Stonehenge that they had to take down because they had to blah, 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 do this with your community. Make sure it was post-apocalyptic. Like, hey, if y'all survive this and y'all reading this, make sure this happens, make sure this happens, make sure this happens. And, oh yeah, don't let the population exceed 500 million. And I'm like, whoa, 7.9 billion people. Subtract 7.9 from 500 million. That is 7.4 billion people dead. Think about that. That's global genocide, total eradication. We are projected to hit 9 billion. Yeah, the earth is crowded because in order to make money, you know, Texas is a good place. LA is a good place. New York's a good place. Atlanta's a good place. You know, if you, let's say you make a huge lot of money at YouTube, which some people say it does. Excuse me. Some people say it does. Some people say no. You know, the merch and the super chats and all that stuff. That's where the real money's at. So let's say you move into the Amazon forest, Sahara Desert, someplace where human population isn't as wide and far. You know, you still need groceries, you still need electricity, you still need Wi-Fi, you still need, you know what I'm saying, plumbing, you still need, you know what I'm saying, it's still need. You know, you gotta get it, you still need a Walmart, you know what I mean? So you can't live that far out. You know, you have your helicopter or your private jet go back and forth to Rouse, you know what I'm saying, for their monthly runs. Yeah, but who got that disposable income to make a society like that? So, let's get it together, you know what I'm saying? Get 2, 3, 3, 5 jets, you know what I'm saying? Be out in the neck of the woods nowhere. Still gotta get that Wi-Fi. Get a T-Mobile down there, you know what I'm saying? Make it happen. You know, other than that, you got a cluster in the city. So we look congested as human beings, 7.9 billion, but, you know, when we talk about globally, we haven't really scratched the surface. But at the same time, they, you know, the elitists, they instigate, you know, just like with this recent conflict. Why would we want to instigate it? Why we should? I mean, if white lives really mattered, if black lives really mattered, if all lives really mattered, they wouldn't even thought about a nuke response. That soon as we would have foresaw that and be like, by any means necessary, not let it get there. What do we need to do? Oh, you know, Ukraine don't join NATO. Oh, okay, boom. Because we want to protect the white lives. We want to protect black lives. And we want to protect all lives. But clearly you see that's not happening. So, in conclusion, and this this is just a seed. So if you don't believe me, don't worry. They gonna show you. If you don't believe me, you know, I don't know why they got debriefings about the Rona in February. They did nothing about it. But Richard Burr, Senator Richard Burr, he made sure to take his stocks out of airlines. You know, he made sure his money was okay. You know what I'm saying? He didn't make sure we was but he made sure his money was. So that was basically the plan. You know, you know what I'm saying? Why do we even have this rumor as a pandemic or something like that? Why is it even a rumor? Oh, there's a lot of dumb conspiracy theories. Okay. The real conspiracy was them not telling you about the Wuhan military games in 2019, October. And people got sick with symptoms similar to, or the first Rona case was from somebody that never went to that shop. I mean, you know, or the 6 trillion. You just follow, as a detective, follow the money. Professor Dave. I love Professor Dave. He said, I don't agree with him all the time. He's a liberal too. But I love his show, and I love how he debunks the flat earthers. You got a subscriber from me. He said, why would they destroy the economy? Because white lives don't matter. Black lives don't matter. And now in the last 10 years, whites are really seeing that white lives don't matter. White lives don't matter. Black lives don't matter. All lives don't matter. We are dropping like flies in Venezuela, El Salvador. We're dropping like, well, El Salvador, they getting their shit together. You know what I'm saying? They clean up the streets. They clean up the gangs. Sorry, El Salvador. He's doing a great job. The new president, he's doing an outstanding job. Our crime in America is worse than El Salvador right now. That is 20 years ago, they was going through it. And we was living it up. We was cleaning it up 20 years ago. They was going through it. Now they're cleaning it up and we're going through it. That's just strange, right? If a monkey could peel a banana 3,000 miles away, then eventually all the monkeys would get it together, right? Right? Isn't that one of the theories out there? Okay. One of the phenomenons out there. South Africa, they're going through it. Afghanistan, they're going through it bad. We don't even report about it. Iraq, they just got ravaged. They got ravaged. You know. You name one. You name it, Colombia, Mexico, here in the U.S., Chicago, Iraq, you name it. You clearly see that all lives do not matter. You know, all around the world, Africa, all around the world. Ukraine, of course. You clearly can see all lives don't matter. You know, so while we're the people without power, there's the white supremacists. They'd be like, "Oh, you white." I'm not worried about the white supremacists without power. I'm worried about the white supremacists with power. They give you $1 million bag so you can talk down on your peoples. Why would you talk down on your peoples anyway? If you're a hustler, talk about it. If you're a driller, why are you drilling on us? On your own peoples, why are you running through women like they disposable nothings? Why are you talking down on them? Why do you think the rest of the planet is not listening to it? You want whites to buy your stuff because you're not hitting platinum if whites don't buy your stuff. You're not hitting it. You're not hitting platinum, sir. You're hitting 800,000. Jada Kiss said it. If you go over 800,000, that's white territory. So the next time your YouTube channel say 5 million, whites, and is white Americans, Mexican Americans. This is how influential our culture is. So it's very important for our enemy to hijack our culture and steer it in such a direction that has the same narrative of blacks are criminals and black lives don't matter. And they even agree that Black lives don't matter. I know it's a form of art. That form of art stops if you talk about the J's or you talk about the T's or even the whole community of whole alphabet community. It stops. It stops. That it's no longer art. It's an act of violence. Whether someone dies from their community or not, we are dying. Period. So first and foremost, that's why Black Lives Matter came out. That's why I believe it's a brilliant slogan. That's why I know the founders of Black Lives Matters are scammers out in Woodland Hills, 35 miles away from where I'm at. I'm on Jefferson and Normandy. Right now, I'm on Jefferson and Normandy right now. And that's in LA. And for you celebrities, yeah, I know y'all don't know where that's at. Your hitters do, but you don't. Maybe you do. Maybe y'all do. Some of y'all is hitters for real. So maybe y'all slide through from time to time. To me, this is the way north side. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to Manchester and Century and Imperial. Once you pass Imperial, you in different cities like Gardena and Watts and you know what I'm saying, on the east side, Watts, and on the west side, Gardena and stuff. So you know what I'm saying? I'm strictly South Central. So west and east side, I'm strictly South Central. Stanford, Hooper, McKinley.